Come on, come on, come on. Already, so we back on another live session, and I'm waiting here to show up all the members, but I had to go through a little hurdle here. Back on track. Stream was a little stuck, but I'm back on here in finding another potential trade entry here in this live session. I guess you guys are also here and looking forward to see the best trade entry. We see there is a breakout here on the lower time frame, and from the 4-hour perspective, from the daily, just the market has moved back in the weekly, potentially to the weekly resistance line, and the price has come to a very important resistance line on the weekly. And what I think that here we might find another entry opportunity, guys, and I'm really excited to take this move here because the market is going to aggressively to a very important area of value, and I'm getting ready for an entry not far from what I'm planning for this market to go ahead and retest that. I'm waiting almost hours to get into that, and it's a lucky that I'm here in this live session. We can look at all together, but I would like to see all members are here. Can you write please why or any letter that you love in the chat so that we are here, get on track and making. So hello, why, good morning, good afternoon, thank you very much. Can you write something? Because this is how I only know that you are here every single day we are trading, and I want to see you are back here on the chat and also on the stream, because this trade is very important. Now we had a successful trade in our previous session. I want to close another one here, and I want to open another one in this session here, and that's good. Big week, thank you. Yeah, this is what you can see. Big week on WTI. Oh, that's really, yeah, we can see that. What could be here that on WTI we are looking at? This is where the market has from the 1 hour. If you look at this, is the support area, the previous liquidity zone, and as we discussed in our weekly forex forecast, also the market potentially be reflecting that move here, and that's very important point to look at here in this area to see how the market might be pushing back here in that zone. And I'm really excited to enter a trade along this area for this potential move back in the major direction of the trend. But before that, what I think that we could see further momentum in this zone. So this is a very important price action that you can see there is a breakout, and the price, if you look at the daily level, this is the daily resistance line where the market is potentially be heading back to the daily resistance area, and that's very important key level that I'm looking at for an entry now. And I'm going to do a complete multiple time frame analysis now here before we look at any entry opportunity here in this market. So if you look at this price action now on the lower time frame is on a upside momentum. Let's look at, is the market uptrend now, downtrend? We can see lower time frame uptrend, but daily can be a downtrend still here. And this is what I'm looking at. You see the line that I have drawn is the daily open and the weekly open. The market potentially be heading back to that weekly and daily open, right? This is the 4-hour move, and this is gap open from the weekly and daily. And this is where I'm looking at here, the market to potentially go ahead, retest and possibly to have a rejection back from that. This is currently in a lower time frame uptrend. So as the market in the lower time frame uptrend, we are looking at here for possible move back to the upside to this key, any of this key level. Now this market, you see there is a last moment, there is a breakout here, and that breakout giving this momentum here back to the upside in that area. So this is an important, you say this is a channel, right? This is an uptrending channel, and that's a ascending channel on 1 minute. So now the trade plan for me here to break from the structure on the lower time frame, we can look for uptrend. But however, if the market goes back to the daily and weekly open here, this is where there is open, and you can see there is a big long wick below. Once the market cross that or touch that, there is a very high probability rejection. At the moment, we see that upside movement back to the upside. So here, either we will be looking at as the, also we will be looking at the reason for this move back to the upside. If we see the lower time frame, this channel, this is now ascending channel, breaking out of that ascending channel of the support can create here a buying opportunity for short term. And yeah, so we can look for a short term buying if the market breaks off this ascending channel back below. That will create an area of value. Breaking the support can create liquidity grab of this support, and that can take us to the upside. However, if we see rejection of this daily gap open, we still can look for that sell entry of this level. This is the plan. Now, is there any reason that the market has suddenly flied up? Yeah, so I see some volatility news just now. This is where what I haven't looked at yet. I think that's the reason why the market has moved up. Saudi Aramco CEO Nasser: we expect demand rationing to continue as long as supply remains disrupted through the Strait of Hormuz. So the Aramco CEO Nasser, this is Aramco, I think it's a oil company. What is that? I think so. So we expect demand rationing to continue as long as supply remains disrupted through the Strait of Hormuz. So this is a demand for a demand, right? So if you look at that from NASA, there is demand or expect demand rationing to continue as long as supply remains disrupted. So because there is a supply remain disrupted in the Strait of Hormuz, so CEO was asking for rationing. So that means to give potentially the rationing oil, subsidized oil, okay, to run. Now, if that happens, what is happening? You see that how the market really react. That has I would like to look at this 15. You see that this is spike below. That's the news spike. So with the news, because there might be a rationing, so there is a possibility for higher supply of oil. So oil drop, gold up. That's simple, very simple, very predictable, and that's how we can look at the market. So that has picked that gold market back to the upside. Now we can buy gold. Are you ready to buy gold for short term if we see confirmation from that level? Because there is already an impulse back to the upside here in this market. What's your bias? Share your thought and opinion, and I'm ready for a possible entry back here in that area. Okay, so here we can see this is the 15 minutes price action, and there is this is a pretty stronger rejection back to the upside here, and the market now trying to break from this structure. So if we see proper break of structure, that can create buying pressure. Why not to look for an entry? However, both direction is open for us. I'm deleting these levels again to see. Now it is not also unusual because this is a news spike. At any point you will not be surprised retest then buy. Okay, I will not be surprised to get that market back again, but it's gonna be very good entry for sell if you want from the daily resistance or near to that level, and then to go back again to the low. So two situation, one is going back up and then to return below from the daily. That's gonna be lower time frame sell entry. Now the other is from this break of structure of this trend and then to buy to the upside. Which one is going to play out? That's the key question, right? If we see that the market is going here again, we can look for a buy, or you won't be surprised to see back below again here below this level. Now which one to play out? So I would like to ask with a poll, or you can write on the chat. Welcome. What do you think? It's gonna going here or it's gonna coming back below? We had our previous trade that you guys have seen that. And okay, so buy. So one MRKD buy. Okay. Anything different than buy? There are a good chance to go up. Okay, so two of them buy. Anyone two of you, so MRKD and Kata. Your opinion I will be looking at, but I would like to see that what majority of them are thinking. Okay, because the market is a product of everyone's thought and opinion, right? Yes, buy short term. Okay, this is the 5 minutes that you can see the market is closing, and also the 15 minutes candle closing. We have 1 hour to close, 15 minutes remaining. Slowly trying to push here back, right? And don't you think dropping little further below can create? So the 15 minutes candle close here. There is a break of structure, but the only limitation here for me to look at is the daily. You see the daily candle, the price has dropped to that and so far has made a move, and I think there is a possibility for going up further, but the pullback is enough for us to be able to look for buy. That's the question, right? Trying to push back to the upside all the way down for 670. This move here little aggressive that you can see. Now I think it will try to cross at least 4705. It might try to cross that level. So therefore there is still be a possibility for the market to push here back above in this area. Okay, so it tested the support now. Now, as the market here, if you look at that level, which is a very important zone, and we have a chance here for the market to move. Also, I'll not be surprised to drop again below. So we'll be waiting little more time to see where it is heading. Now this doji that you can see on the lower time frame, is this going to be reversal, or it's just creating another pattern for upside bias again? Now when you look at the news move, it's really important to see that if it is a really trend move or just the news to pick the price up again coming back. So if we look at the current so this is a CU Nasser. There was a rationing demand, and that I think that created a liquid on gold or oil that pushed that gold price up, right? Now the overall market, the sentiment today on gold, what you can see here, was initially bearish with the escalation of the war and with the rationing of oil that we saw that pick that market back above. Now with this move, as if you look at the daily, usually what the news does, news pick that market up and then it prepare for a potentially another another move that you could see more often that happens. So here, but if we look at the 4 hour here, we can see that with this opening of this new candlestick pattern of this level from the 4 hour, which create a very smaller wick, and the market just picked back to the upside of this support area, which is in fact showing that from here technically bullish continuation all the way down. Okay, I think next target is 4750. Yeah, so the market is approaching the daily resistance line, and here in this zone showing that some buying pressure. So but you can look at entry from the 1 hour candle closing here in few minutes, which is pretty big bull candle, and that after this or before that candle close, the market might try to push up further here. The current resistance line is at 4705, which is around 120 to 30 pip away from this level. So if you go long, then I would look to take profit at this level. Very high chance that the market might cross and then could revert back again in that area. Enter, market picked up. Are you going to wait for reversal or are you gonna buy? This is a very strong one single move, and that could go a lot. Will not be surprised to see that the market has gone back here to this resistance line. And I think WTI has some reaction. This is interesting. Now you can see WTI also showing that upside bias. And this is sometimes rarely happen. Gold and oil both going up. Why? USDJPY bullish. DXY has some move. So oil is, we saw there was significant upside, and also gold is moving back to the upside, which is rare occurrence, but when it happens, definitely we need to pay attention here. And in the meantime, very interesting, yes, this is what you can see. Okay, did you like this stream? And I'm waiting for 2 seconds to everyone so that you can like the stream. And also let me know which instrument you are trading. Do you trade anything else other than XAUUSD? And if you also anyone want to see that which instrument you are trading or other than XAUUSD, you can write on the chat. And also you need to write the time frame, that what time frame you are looking at. We're gonna take trade. Yes, of course, we had our previous trade in our London live, and now we are back on NY live for trading. But if you are someone really, all right, passionate about trading, the first thing that you need to do is patience. Okay, is the key. I don't jump on a trade. I need to look at all factors, because one trade really a lot of money, right? Even if it is a small amount, it's a habit. It's the trading psychology that you need to develop rather than trading, right? So it's important that always focus on long-term learning. Anything worthwhile you want to do, you always need to look at the bigger picture, long-term success and growth, either in trading or in marriage, right? Long term, everywhere. So make sure that you always look at the long term picture. That's where you start to succeed for the long term picture to be successful as anything. Now, here is what you can see in this area. This is a candle trying to break to the upside. The price is approaching this. If you look at that intraday level, which is the most likely you would see the price action to break that resistance line here. And I think the price action potentially to go back to the daily resistance, and then to react back again of that daily resistance. Very high chance to happen. Now this is a very critical level. We cannot buy here, because the reason is, if you see that this is the weekly opening, that's the gap open. And that gap open is very important with the market. Anytime you could see spike back below, and neither you can't guarantee the market will go there. It can just go near, and leaving the gap open can straight come back here, or at least halfway. So this is where you need to observe what kind of market structure is creating before you enter. You can enter, and we definitely will enter as long as we have a very high probability entry. Each live session we do trade open a lot, and I guess you enjoy that live session that I'm doing every day. If you're enjoying, don't miss out to like this stream, and also stay connected by joining the link you can find below this video. It's almost to the daily resistance line. That's a very significant move back to the upside from the 4 hour. If you look at this too, complete move upside. Now that is one of the signs the market might be here to go back to 4723. Very strange price action, 1 minute and 5 minutes, very volatile. Yes. So I'm trading WTI micro futures. Okay, so once you understand the chart, you can trade anything. That's fine, because the chart is basically for all same. As long as you understand the trend, you understand the market structure, you're good at, and that's all you need, right? Now it's just breaking that. This is the weekly and daily open. There's the huge liquidity as well above this level, and that might set an a bullish trigger here for the long term. If you look at the weekly now, as the market just testing this weekly resistance, either you'd see sudden breakout, or you could see that spike back below here, just cross the daily high, and that is in fact it created that move up here. And now from this level can sell, right? It's a very stronger move that you can see. So this 15 minutes candle that you can see here, this is what I call the liquidity candle. That means that this price action has triggered a very strong amount of bullish momentum here, and you can see that from the 15 minutes, if we look at the trade entry engine here, is showing that there is a buy alert. So the overall structure here the market has formed, showing that there is an uptrending momentum has created here in this market, and that means WTI has shown again a liquid swift move here, and see there was sell signal here as well on the 15 minutes on WTI. So with this WTI swift move on this market, the price action might be here coming lower, further back below, right? And if WTI with this zone, the market is coming back lower here, we are looking at gold to continue. So I will be prepared for a buy entry. Now my bias here now changes to entirely buy. Okay, so we set from the technical aspect that buy. Let's look at what is happening with the current sentiment. So we saw that there was some comment came from CEO Nasser that set the oil price down, because there is a possibility for rationing. You see that how the market relates the information. As a trader, either you are a short-term trader, long-term trader, day trader, swing trader, scalper, you need this information, how to interpret. So if you see that any statement from any important source coming to lower, that increases the supply of oil, the oil price will go down. And if the oil price will go down, gold price will go up. Right? Now, that's where now the market move over here in that area. So okay, now we see from the daily high, after break of this daily resistance, the price here, this is the key. Are you going to see a drop because the market has gone too high? Are you going to see a drop here to the daily low, or just continuation here back above? It might just go for some up and down consolidation. It will consolidate here a little bit, and once it breaks from the structure, we can look for entry. This is a very strong momentum bullish market now. At the moment, it's not gonna be a selling good idea at all, because it's pushing up strongly, and I wouldn't be a seller. We might see that drop, but this might be very unpredictable drop. You could see one single big move down, or very slow trending move, not in a usual trend. So when the market doesn't move in a usual trend, that means either one of this. You could see one single drop, big long wick, and then rejecting back again, or you could see a very slow step-by-step move that can happen here. Now, that is where you are looking at here in this area. Let's have some loud music, and then we'll be back on track for an entry. And I would like to see what you think. This might be a short-term sell zone. Very strange price action on 1 minute. We see that it's because of the volatility news that you have seen in the just a few minutes ago. So dropping that volume down here, and we'll be looking for a sell now. It's very the market in a very, if you look at from this here to the top, so looking for a sell to need a rejection. So if you look at the weekly, the market has moved off the weekly. Now if we look at the previous weekly long wick here, this is the 50% of the previous weekly long wick, and now to look for sell here, I would like to see the market has crossed this high here. If you see that 4749 has crossed, and like this a big red candle has created, that is selling zone. So to now, because there is a very sharp move back to the upside, to reverse this market it needs to break the recent liquidity zone. This is the liquidity zone. So let's understand that what is liquidity, guys. Keep in mind that this is not only live trading business but also live learning session. What you are trading you might lose in the next trade, but what you are learning, it's not gonna go anywhere. You might say, okay, trading is my secondary profession, I just want to make a passive income. But what you're learning can give you upper hand in everything, not only in trading but whatever you are doing at the moment beside trading, with trading, either a full-time trader or a short-term trader or not trader at all. So make sure that you keep learning. That will change the way you look at the market and everything. So what is that? This zone here, this is liquidity. Liquidity is going to act as a magnet with the price. So if you look at this is the price, right? When the market reach near the liquidity zone, the market just flow back in that zone. Why? Because all those people sold here, their orders trapped in that zone. So this is a trap area. And once the market goes there, what will happen? When a seller, that you can see this is the selling area where a lot of people sold to this level, and now above this level, let's say from here sold, stop loss here. So when the market is going here, those stop loss is triggered. Either that can be stop loss or just a break even, right? It doesn't have to be losing trade. It can be a break even. That is actually those sellers stop loss is a buy order. Okay, so that means when you're a buyer, there are more sellers that want to sell off that. The market can come back down. But once those trigger, the market might just go up little further, extend beyond, and then return again to the direction of the trend. So the market in a zone here, that's where we can't directly sell from here without seeing that happen that we discussed. That means the reaction, which is the most important part, because the trading is present, not past, not future. So how the market will react is what you need to look at to be able to make the decision rather than predetermined, rather than premeditated decision. This kind of price action that you can see, these are strongly buying pressure in the market. So that might take there. Now, to be able to buy two big bullish impulse, want to see here along the way, if we see that before it reach there, pull back here, we'll be looking to go long. That's the plan. Planning is very important. That's why they said that plan your trade or trade your plan. Okay. Though you don't have to plan always, if you know that fast track trading strategy. And that's why if you look at the group that you have, I'm running also a separate group where I'm trading all those strategies that I'm trading is now programmed to become a complete automatic system so that I don't have to plan each trade. You can put on all this plan into a program and let it trade for you. Right? So that's why you don't have to plan all the time if you have planned properly once and let it trade for you for the rest of your life. Okay, so the breakup structure is coming here. And just moving up here, like to delete the previous levels to see fresh picture. From the monthly, we can see that there is, and this is a long-term uptrend. This is the monthly high. And from the weekly, also you can see the market just opened, tested the low, trying to break that high. So this is currently from the daily as well, showing that the price almost reached that daily resistance line. So the price has gone well above to the daily open. Now I'll be considering 4716 or around that zone as a key support area, because the market has gone that far. Therefore, coming down below, this is only now I'll be considering as a buying market. That means that bull market. And off that bull market now, any break to the retest of this gap level can give us possible buy opportunity. This is the recent support area, which is the daily gap open. If the market breaks that low or coming back to that, and I'm looking at the 5-minute chart now for an entry. So we will be targeting near to 4761 if we can successfully enter the trade after this pullback here. This is the recent swing low. There's one here, there's one here. And this swing low is what the most important for the market to come and retest. If the market tests this swing low here, we can take a trade from this level to this level, keeping the stop loss below this low. This is the primary plan and can change if needed. Yes, we'll be looking for sell now. Anyone else planning for sell? We're planning for sell. I've shared also a pool to see that how many are planning for sell, how many are selling, planning for buy. So you can press that board button. Yes. Okay, so I'm prepared for entry and still not entering, but it's a potentially the market is coming to a zone where you can look for buy entry. So of this area here, that after break of this low, the market is now again moving up. This market pushing up. So there are two reasons. The firstly, if we look at the sentiment, there was a, I think that's the primary news that the market moved, the push that price back above, because this news has pushed gold, oil down. You can see that. So oil price liquidated, as there is a potential for rationing of oil, and that basically bring gold back to the upside here. And that's the primary reason what I see that there is a breakout on gold, strong bull. Yeah, that you can see at the moment. It's too high, that you can see. And from the 30 minutes, that you can see the market has maintained a strongly uptrend here. Therefore, this current support area is the important zone that you can look for any kind of buy entry. The current support that I'm looking at 4729 for buying. If successfully move up, we'll be targeting at 4747. So this is my potential buy level. So my potential buy level, if the market breaks below at near to 20 EMA, 20 EMA has not been tested since it crossed here. And we'll be targeting at 4747 level. So this is my plan. if the market drops here to this level, around this will be going for, it shows a very stronger momentum of this. If the market breaks below, we will be enter, and stop loss will keep at 4718. And we'll be keeping TP at 4747.61. Sign of down drop. Looks very bullish. Okay, so that's a big long week doji that you can see. Now this is key. We want to see this break below, and that can give us possible entry if the market successfully drop back to this support area. and we keep pushing high here. It's just keeping that move upside here, and that's basically creating that pressure back to the upside here in this market. And if you look at that zone, which is a very important resistance line, the market now almost crossed that high and could create like this a big move, and then can expect a pullback here. Usually when the market moves like this without any pullback, I wait. That's the best way. It almost reached to that previous resistance level, and from here we'll see that pullback coming. In the same way, and so we are almost nearing to the 1 hour close, right? And this is the 1 hour price action. It's a pretty big move if you look at a full body candle close. Now, after this kind of candle move, that what we can expect here, what I think that pullback before the candle close, and then going up to close around this area, and then to this is a very big move, and therefore it might break all this high here. Okay, so daily chart also going to cross, showing that stronger momentum. Just seeing that the market has gone back to our profit target without taking the trade, but that's a exercise. Okay, there you see how the market does. and it crossed this 4, that means that intraday resistance line. That's a one single candle that you can see from this support, pretty big move. Now this big candle closing is a big event as well. After this candle close, that you could see the market, what I think after the initial pullback, to continue to trend. So here now, this is a very, at the moment, this kind of market, if you look at open here, come back here and gone back to the upside. It's unpredictable market at the moment, so waiting for the market to show proper bias is important to look at. I'm still keeping the same level for entry. Though we see a rejection of this big 5 minutes candlestick pattern, but if that's a one candle back below here, we can look for the market to go again back to the upside. And I will still be opening buy if the market successfully drop with this one single move without pullback. That means without any green candle, if the market drop here, I'll still be looking for buy from this level. Stop loss we can keep a little higher because it's a very high volatile market, and they're expecting the market to again reject back to the upside after this candle close. Or you're gonna see waterfall. Stop loss I'll keep a little lower here if the market, if we enter the trade here. Okay, so it's a continuous drop now, and if the market come back to 4728 or 29 level, I will be looking at buy. Or you could say waterfall. Okay, so with the initial pullback, it's now at this level. My buy level is still there. We are approaching the 4-hour candle close, which is, you can see, it's a big candle close. And that candle close, if you look at, that might trigger further upside bias. Now, that will also be a candle close on the lower time frame. We're in a zone where I haven't got any entry yet. We're going to drink a glass of water. See you guys want just 1 minute. Already, so back on track, news is coming. I think there isn't any red folder news. Do you think so? 4 hour here that you can see. Oh, there's CPI. So the market is potentially have a reaction of this. It's on Tuesday. No, it's tomorrow. Today there isn't. That's what I was saying. There isn't anything today. It's tomorrow. Just now it's 12. So with this here, if you look at the 4 hour, the candle close, which is pretty long red green candle. Now what you could see here, I think that now pullback. What you could see here now, potentially a pullback here in that area, and that might create a really a good opportunity here in that area that you could see here. Okay. Now I'll still be keeping that level because the market here has really created a big impulse back to the upside here in this market. And this is the recent level of support that you can see. I'll be waiting for the market to drop back below here. And this is a large bull candle. Therefore, coming down back below can create a tension. So this is the previous resistance and support. You will see that how the market react to that support area. And I'm ready to enter after the market retesting this level here, and that can be a good zone that you can look for short-term buy here. So the market is, if you look at that, after this double top has dropped down here, this is the recent support. We want to see the market to extend beyond, and at 4729 that I will be opening buy. I'm ready, but I didn't place pending order nor any market order, just to see the market to come back to that level, and then we can look for that entry. So if you look at this green candle, this is a bullish engulfer breaking below here, back to back 15 minutes bullish candle will be here in that zone. That's a key support area. Now I'm looking at here buying, and I'm going long here now, and I'm sharing the same trade in the group. So I open buy with this entry, and looking forward to see the market to have a reaction of this level, as this is a long-term uptrending market structure. So it's a buy trade to the major direction. If you look at the 4 hour here, this is a large candlestick pattern that they're expecting it to go back again to the resistance line. So trade entry on. Now depending on how the market react to that, 30 minutes price action. Buy trade on off this level, and if the market just continue to drop, then it may just keep coming down. I have very smaller risk with this trade as usual, and it reached to if you look at this is the daily support area. Stop loss little above the daily support. Some reaction of this. So it overextended back below. So the 4-hour entry at this level and our entry at this level, so nearly to 67 pip. Alrighty, so here is, if you look at this area, as you can see, the market form pretty long wick doji here in that zone, and that area is quite important to look at with the quite a few long wick doji. Looking forward to see the market to break that high and then eventually to create a new higher high. With this pin bar that you can see here, that's a key level, and Price action shows an upside bias. Are you guys with me? So we are near to the entry point here in that zone. If it is confirmed, yeah. Moving up. So are you looking gold? Yeah, I have looked at gold for buy. And I guess you guys also there. It's running in profit now. Just entered into the profit area. Already. So let's look at here. Just entered into this profit area here on this market. So this is if you look at the overall, it's long-term bull market, and looking to see the market to go ahead and test that 4-hour resistance line. And once you see the market has tested the 4-hour resistance here, we could see that push back up here, and that could create potentially further move back to the upside here in this market. We are downling in that area at this level. Now this is a lower time frame price action that you can see here in that area. So this is where if the market shows enough bias, we could see some upside move, and I'm expecting it to reach at least that level and then even further up. So you see that where it is heading. This is a key level that you can see in that area, and from the lower time frame, the market has reached an area where there's a doji, and what we can expect, what I think this is the 4-hour resistance, the price action potentially to go ahead and hit that key resistance line. So from there we could see rejection back, or you could see the market to return again in the direction of the trend. So let's see that where the price action be heading. So the market structure, if you look at this, is where there is high liquidity grab, and with this high liquidity of the market, this market structure that you can see is showing that there is possibility for a bounce here back above to the direction of the trend. So we are on the trade in the direction of the trend, and I would like to take this move back here above to create a new higher high. Already, so you're earning some profit, and what is your risk to reward to each trade? Okay, so it varies. It varies. Usually I focus mostly on the win rate. Okay, so we had an incredible win rate. You see that past session during the London, we had one trade, and that has I closed well earlier, but it reached the full profit target. Now we are in another trade here. If you look at in this session here as well, and that is also creating another possibility here, right? You can see the market creating another potential price action here that I'm looking at, because the goal here is to maintain a high win rate, right? When you maintain a high win rate, you are either you are a beginner trader or an advanced trader. You always have a better edge in the market. Keep in mind, guys, the win rate is very important to maintain if you want to remain profitable over the long term. And this is 5-minute chart that you can see the market after this candle close broken back below here. That has created another momentum in this area, and of this level, the market, you can see it's now deepening below, and with the 4-hour candle close, at some point, what we could expect here for the market to break this 4-hour resistance line, and there is a 30-minute candle close coming, which is also can be that after the candle close, if we see a stronger bullish bias, to have another wave of breakout, another wave of move to take this market back to the upside here. So it's on the support, and on this support here, we can expect the market to here break upside, and I'm still holding that position for this possible move back in the major flow of this market upon this 30 minutes candle close. For the 1 hour candle to close, still we have 30 minutes to go. And the market might range little bit here because there was a significant trend in the previous session. And the market might now go a little bit of slower, but expecting it to remain here in that zone to the upside. What is your bias on gold today? You can share your bias here. What would you say are your best trading days in a week? Does it really matters for you? What would you say are you? Yes, of course it matters. Having a best trading day is absolutely will keep you motivated as a trader, right? Because if you look at that, overall market is not same every day. So someday you'll have an incredible trading opportunity. The market is moving, most of the win. Someday probably market moving, but you didn't trigger properly. So best trading day is usually on Friday and Monday. These are the 2 days that the best day for trading for me. The market really have significant move during this time period. Other than this, NFP day, FOMC, when there is a lot of high impact news coming, these are the some days that you can look for best entry. Okay, so you can see there is significant liquidity sweep. We didn't, it was running this trade, and if I'm out with this trade. We had our previous trade open, successful. This one has just broken back below. It's taken us the 30 pip, 130 pip. Still we have the full day remaining for the trade, and still we can look for more entries. It's the part of trading. We had now the market here after this liquidity grab, it just rejected back below here, and I'll be just here observing the price action. If you look at the price has moved in the direction, but what we can see here, this is also a big process that we can look at. This is a liquidity zone, and you can see back to back 3 steps liquidity grab. Today has been tough. Oil push up bit again, push previous local support. Yeah, this is what the market is. If you look at the oil, and oil was bearish, now we can see there is after liquidity grab, the market oil is pretty volatile today. It's different trading days. Now if you look at gold here, that you can see gold also with the oil showing a really different trajectory of the market structure. Now this market was in a very strong trend, and what you can see that the price after this large trend, it's now started to break below here. So this market now could come to the previous support area and then can have a reaction back again, or it's on the daily support, can expect to break again the daily low. That's how trading is. We had our previous entry perfectly closed. Now this one didn't work out. That's fine. If you look at, we had a very high win rate, and sometimes some trade will not work out in your favor, and that you need to let go for the next one waiting for. Now at the same time, I'm almost at the end of this session. You have 5 trading days, 10 sessions, 1 or 2 sessions different, but most of the sessions we had a successful entry, successful closing. Now with the upcoming days, I'm also coming on live again twice, and I hope that I will see you there again. And I believe you learned something here, and also you found value in this analysis. Make sure you stay connected by joining the free Telegram for regular update as well as trade analysis. Thank you, and I'll see you again very soon. Until that, stay well, stay happy.